the first time ever, a right-handed hitter went to McCovey Cove in San Francisco. It's never been done before until yesterday. Also, by the way, Nando did go yard again. He's looking like prime Nando since returning from the IL. Aaron Judge and the Yankees shut up Alex Cora and the Red Sox. No offense, Boston fans, but that's exactly what happened. The other New York team, the Mets, they might have just lost their superstar Francisco Lindor for the rest of the season, and this James Wood kid is a freak. He belted not just one, but two 430-foot home runs the other way. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. And guys, don't forget, Recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And yesterday, I decided to give out some Underdog Pick'em options. We went 3 for 3, so see if you can beat that. Download Underdog Fantasy using my code Fuzzy, because when you do that, not only do they match you up to $1,000 on your first deposit, but also you get a free Jalen Hurts Pick'em for tonight's game. Don't miss out. You guys know I'm not a Dodgers fan, but as a baseball fan, I am devastated at the breaking news that Tyler Glasnow is going to be missing the remainder of the regular season with a sprained elbow. They gave this guy a 5-year, $140 million contract, and he was pretty good this season. He was striking out everyone and their mother. He had a 3.5 ERA. I'm happy that Yamamoto is back, and Tony Gonsolin, he's nearly back to the big league roster as well. He's working his way back through AAA. The Dodgers, they really have to get this guy 100% healthy, because it seems like Tyler's never been healthy. Just give him all the rest in the world, and hopefully, crossing my fingers, he can finally go 180 innings, maybe 200 innings next year. I'm just praying that Tyler is going to be okay. Let's talk about the Dodgers game from yesterday, shall we? Walker Buehler, what are you doing? So Olsen, he took a walk with the bases loaded. There was also a catcher's interference, so Olsen got the RBI. D'Arnaud, he had an RBI thanks to Gavin Lux bobbling that baseball. He couldn't get it out of his glove. Everyone's safe. Charlie Morton, he was rolling for the Braves, but then Ohtani, he came on with 2 on, 2 out, and he hooked an RBI double down the line. It's 2-1 after 6, and the Braves reliever Dylan Lee folded in the 7th inning. He had 2 pitch clock violations to Will Smith, so Will is on with the walk, like a fake walk. Andy Pages had a pinch hit single, and Ohtani, he delivered again. He threw his bat at the slider. That's his second RBI double of the night. Then you had an intentional walk. Rizal was on the bump. He just avoided Ohtani altogether, but then you got to face a righty. That righty is Mookie Betts. That's an RBI up the gut. Freddie, he goes the other way for an RBI, but 2 score on the play because there was an error. Kelnick, he olayed it. Oscar, that slider did not slide, and that's a 2-run home run as Brebbia, he's in, and Tommy, he's out. Back-to-back home runs. That is Tommy Edmonds' 5th home run of the week, and Max Muncy makes it 3 home runs in a row. I believe that's the 2nd time that week that they had 3 in a row. Shout out to Walker Buehler, by the way. Everyone said that he had an amazing start, and I don't think that's the case. He did overcome 5 walks to only allow 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts, so I guess he did battle, which is great, but don't tell me 5 walks is a great start. You could just tell that Francisco Lindor was not right on this play. He didn't step into this throw at all. He almost airmailed it, and he took himself out the game after that. Please be okay. Luis Angeli's back in there. The big lefties for both teams, they really showed up. David Peterson for the Mets, he went 7 scoreless. Sanchez went 7 shutout as well. He extends his streak to 19 consecutive innings without allowing an earned run until Tyrone Taylor untied it. He snaps Sanchez's scoreless streak, so 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run for Christopher Sanchez. Peterson, he tried to go 8 as well. Buddy, Mr. Kennedy with another clutch play for the Phillies. He's been all over the place the last week. That's an RBI double. He's been a huge difference maker on defense and in the box. Jesse Winker, oof, that was not a strike, but that ends the top of the 9th inning. He gets ejected. Edwin Diaz, he's in the 9th inning now. He's trying to make sure that it stays a tie ball game. Are we going to see Ed win or Ed lose? Costi, there's the single. He took off on a slider, and that's a stolen base, but boom, he struck out, so there's 2 outs. JT Realmuto is the final hope for the Phillies, at least for the first 9 innings of this one. And there you go. The Phillies, they're the first team in baseball to 90 Ws. In terms of the Francisco Lindor news, the Braves and the Mets are tied for the 3rd wildcard spot. So do the Mets have a chance without Lindor? He has been the heart and soul, the engine, the MVP for the Mets with 31 home runs, 27 stolen bases, and 17 outs above average on defense. Can they make a playoff push without Lindor? Let me know in the comments down below. Diamondbacks fans, please don't hate me, but I am going to skip your first 5 runs because Jackson Chourio just hit a 3-run jack, his 21st of the season, and there goes your lead. Eric Haas, he tied it the very next inning. It's 5-5, and then the NL leader in RBIs extended his lead. Willy Adames found some grass for a 2-run double, and then Sal Frelick right after him had an RBI single, so it's 8-5, but the Snakes, they answered right back. Perdomo, he singled in Josh Bell. Grichuk doubled in Perdomo, so now the NL version of Aaron Judge is going to have his chance, and Perkins, going to have another chance to throw out Corbin Carroll. Perkins has a cannon, but Corbin is way too fast. We are tied up at 8-8, so we head to extras. Arizona, they tried to 10,000 IQ big brain this moment and intentionally walk Bryce Terang to get to Chourio. He's 20 years old, and yes, he can catch up to a 103 sinker. It's just not smart to do that. Do not doubt superstars. Am I calling Jackson Chourio a superstar? I guess not yet. He's a star, but a superstar in the making. Even the broadcasters were in disbelief that as a 2-run triple, there's no way the Diamondbacks come back. That has to be a dagger. Okay, the rookie Adrian Del Castillo, he ripped an RBI single. Christian Walker, he's laughing because he got hit by a pitch for an RBI. The bases are loaded. Now Gino's up. Just get it over with. We all know what's about to come. Yeah, that was a near walk-off grand slam. Carlos Vargas better be elite for the Mariners because the Mariners got hosed in this trade, at least thus far. So Carlos Vargas, please be good. Alex Cora said that he was thankful Garrett Cole intentionally hit Rafael Devers because that's going to get the Red Sox going, only for the exact opposite to happen. Jazz, he's off and running for second. The hit and run worked to perfection. Stanton, he secures an RBI double. And then Cutter Crawford, he got short porch. Glaber's 14th home run isn't the longest home run ever, but he has been so good at the leadoff spot over the last 2 months for New York. Judge, he's always seen Cutter really well, but he missed a meatball slider. He's shaking his head. He's disgusted with himself. But then Cutter said, here you go, buddy. He grooved him another pitch, this one a meatball fastball. Judge is up to 53 home runs and 132 RBIs. Tyler O'Neill, he just tomahawked a 2-run homer. Now he's going to get paid this offseason. Those were the only 2 runs that Rodon allowed all night, and the bullpen was disgusting. Ian Hamilton, he ends the jam in the 6th inning with 2 strikeouts, and the pen allowed 1 hit the rest of the way. Giancarlo had another RBI with a sac fly. Tommy Kahnle, he got his first save of the season as the Red Sox, yeah, they did not get going after the intentional hit by a pitch. I don't think it was intentional, by the way. Again, sorry, Red Sox fans. That's just my opinion. So, with Riley Green swinging it like Babe Ruth, it's going to be tough for the Orioles to come back and beat the Red Hot Tigers. That was a 2-run home run, and Keider Montero went 5 scoreless against the really good Orioles lineup. Back to the offensive side of things, Matt Vierling, he stole second base in the 6th, so now he can score on a Colt Keith RBI, so that is a huge 3rd run, and it's big. We'll talk about in a second. Not before Gunnar, he's about to spike his helmet. He rolled over with runners in scoring position. If you've never rolled over, if you've never played baseball, it is infuriating, especially when your team needs you. Well, hey now, this is straight from the heavens if you're talking about being an Orioles fan. Alley with a 2-run home run, and this is me being optimistic for Baltimore fans. Riley Green, he stole back all of the momentum with his 2nd of the game, his 23rd home run, staying with 23. Jason Foley now has 23 saves as the Orioles did lose again, but if losing this series means Alley found a swing again on that home run, maybe it's a W at the end of the day. But the Orioles, they do fall back to 3 games of first place. AL West version of the Orioles, the Mariners. Look at Randy taking a walk with 2 outs. He extends the 1st inning for Mitch Garver. Mitch, I fully believe that the Garv sauce is still in there somewhere. I can feel it. I'm just really sad that he didn't pop off all season long, but hopefully he can stay hot the rest of the way. Victor Robles, speaking of staying hot, that's another RBI. He's batting .463 in September after being one of their better players since July 19th, the start of the 2nd half. George Kirby, this man looks like the right-handed Cliff Lee. A 7-inning masterpiece. 1 hit over 7 frames, only 3 strikeouts, but again, no walks because he's quite literally the right-handed Cliff Lee. Randy, 4 consecutive 2020 seasons. That's 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases. Jonah Heim, I guess, took issue with his celly. He also took issue with Randy taking his time around the bases, and then Randy hit him with a 360 no-scope at home. J-Rod, he was talking some smack as well. J-Rod and Justin Turner, they both extended the lead with RBI sac flies as the Rangers win big 7-0 in a 1-hit shutout. The Mariners, look at them. They've won 3 games in a row. That's awesome, right? And it would be even more awesomer, yes, I'm going to create a fake word, if the Astros were on a 4-game winning streak. Seattle cannot catch a break. Jason Hayward, he broke the 0-0 tie with his 2nd home run as an Astro, and then his teammates, they broke out for a 4-run 4th inning. JP, why do I keep calling him that? Jeremy Pena, he goes up the middle for an RBI. Jason Hayward, another RBI knock. He has 6 RBIs and a 140 OPS plus as a member of the Astros so far. I think the Angels got crossed up. There's another run, scores easy, and Dubon, he plays Hayward, so it's 5-0 for Ronel Blanco, who blanked The Angels. He was sharp again. 5 strikeouts over 6 shutout frames. He has a 2.8 ERA. He has been an absolute lifesaver with all the injuries to the Astros pitching staff. Taylor Ward sent out his 24th home run. I kind of forgot that he had that many. The Halos, they made a small little comeback because look at this. Josh, he's in the game now, and he got MLB The Showed. A bloop base hit scores 2, but those runs were not credited to Josh Hader, but it was now a save opportunity. Zach Neto, he swung through a 97 fastball to end it, so Hader, he does get the save. He has 31. The Astros, of course, like I mentioned to start this game, they've won 4 in a row, and they're still 4.5 games up on the Mariners. What about the wild card? The Mariners, they're tied with the Tigers at 2.5 games back of the Twins, so they're both praying that Ellie goes 5 for 5 with 5 grand slams, and that's a nice start. Spencer Steer, an RBI triple. He's got 23 RBIs his last 36 starts. Ty France, his sac fly made it 2-0. And that's all she wrote for the Reds scoring. So hopefully the pitching can hold up. So far, so good. The Reds turned 2 after Larnack sent one to France. Royce, he's out on the pickle. The rookie Rhett Lauder, he's trying to save his ERA. Just 1 earned run allowed through his first couple starts. Then the all-star rookie Castro got to him, an RBI flare to left field. Rhett, he's back out for the 6th, but he was taken out after allowing a few base runners, and yeah, these next 2 runs are going to go to his stat line. Jeffers with the RBI double, and Brooksley plates 2, but only one of those is going to be credited to Rhett, but again, Brooksley, he had a monster night. Wait for it. Jeffers and Larnack both score. Carlos Santana, the 38-year-old phenom with his 22nd home run that leads Minnesota. Again, he's 38 years old. He has 8 home runs since August 7th. Brooks, look at this, a 5 RBI ball game, a base clearing triple. He has 9 RBIs his last 4 games. So the Twins stay 2.5 games up for that final wildcard spot, but what about the Guardians and their AL Central lead? They're trying to split with Tampa because they lost the first 2 games, then won game number 3. Now we're on game number 4. Rookie Angel Martinez, he walked, then there was an easy stolen base, and Jose, he got blessed big time because he dropped in a single. He was thrown out at second, but because Aranda interfered at first base, J-Ram is called safe. Bases loaded. Taj Bradley is in a heap of trouble. Lane, he's been so good, but he does strike out a lot, so he makes up for it with the extra bases, but he does strike out a lot. Will Brennan, come on, buddy. Taj Bradley is too dirty. He escapes the jam. 3 outs. He did it the hard way, and then he gave up a run in the 2nd inning as Schneemann doubled and ended up at third base after a bone other ground out. And then Brian Rocchio, who maybe is the weakest hitter in baseball, he does his thing right there, an RBI chopper, and a huge tip of the cap to Ben Lively. 5 scoreless. I didn't know if he was going to make this start because he took a line drive the last time that we saw him, and he goes 5 shutty. J-Ram, he's off. He's trying for his 40th stolen base. He's out, but Angel, he does steal home. So it's 2-0 Guardians, and that's all that Emmanuel Clase needed. Look at that 102 paint to end this game. His 45th save. He has a 0.66 ERA, and the bullpen, they combined for 4 no-hit frames. Tim Herron, Cade Smith, Hunter Gaddis, Emmanuel Clase. I don't want to jinx anything, but look up their stats as a bullpen. Guardians fans, as well as Twins fans, they're just crossing their fingers that Pittsburgh can steal one on Roberto Clemente Day. IKF, he led off the game with a base hit, and Brian Reynolds, that's about as late as you can be without it being a foul ball. IKF turned on the turbo, so it's 1-0 Pittsburgh, but the Royals are going to steal the lead because they had a sac fly, and then Tommy Pham tripled, so he's going to score on another sac fly off the bat of Bobby Witt Jr. He gets the RB... Wait, Billy Cook! What a hose piece with shades of Roberto Clemente on Clemente Day from right field. Okay, now the Royals are up 2-1. Michael Garcia had a go-ahead double. Not great if you're a Minnesota or Cleveland fan. Thank you, Nick Gonzalez with a game-tying RBI groundout that set up a chance for IKF to bring in the go-ahead run in the 5th, and IKF delivered. Bobby just missed the dive, and Billy Cook, he's the one that scored. He showed off the speed. He scores from first base on a single. That kid has some tools. They both traded a few RBI walks, so that's why it's 4-3, but Aroldis Chapman locked down his 9th save. So with that loss, the Royals are 4 games back of first place, but still 2 games up on Minnesota for the 2nd wildcard spot, just behind the Orioles. You guys ready to see some history? Okay, hold on a second, because Manny Machado, he skied a sac fly for the game's first run. Shout out to the Giants starter Landon Raup. He went 5 scoreless before that, and Martin Perez, he matched Landon, but then gave up a line drive game-tying solo home run to Donovan Walton. That's the first run the Giants have scored in 32 innings. I could not believe my ears when I heard that. Fernando Tatis, he didn't start this game, but Nando made sure to make an impact. That's his 4th home run in his last 5 games. He has a near 950 OPS since coming off the IL. And here it is. History. This is the first time in AT&T Park or Oracle Park, whatever you want to call it, that a right-handed batter went to McCovey Cove in right field with a splash home run. Elliot Ramos, he ties it off of Robert Swartz. It took 25 years, so we needed 10 innings. David Peralta with the RBI single. Donovan Solano with an RBI chopper. He's still out at first base somehow, but that was a huge fourth run because Conforto, I thought that this ball was gone. He was just under it, a sac fly. The Padres, they do take it, so they've won 3 games in a row. And by the way, just a quick update on Luis Arraez. He's now gone 30 consecutive games without a strikeout. That's 140 plate appearances. The Giants, they've lost 4 games in a row. San Diego sweeps San Francisco, and Toronto just did the same to St. Louis. Jordan Walker, he got one to land in deep center. I'm happy to see that he's raking, but again, the Cardinals got swept, so what happened? Well, that happened. Miles Michaelis, that's an awful pitch, a cookie. So that's back-to-back games with a home run for Davis Schneider. Miles knew it was gone, too. He reacted instantly like, I screwed that one up. Hold up. Did I lie to all of you? Lars Nootbaar, he tied it with a lefty-lefty scorcher. No, I did not lie to you guys. Springer, he had a pinch hit extra base hit. Nathan Lucas did the same thing, only his was not a pinch hit double. By the way, it's spelled Nathan Lukes, but they say Lucas. If I'm saying that wrong, please let me know, but they've said Lucas a bunch of times. Chad Green, he closes it out with the 17 save. As the Cardinals, wow, I cannot believe this. They're now a game under 500. The Marlins have also lost 3 in a row, and they had to face the wrath of James Wood, but not before Luis Garcia Jr. jolted an RBI double. The rookie Jose Tena then moved Luis over to third base, and look at how high this pitch was. I swear the Nationals hunt for these pitches. They've had multiple base hits on balls at their eyebrows. James, he got some wood on this ball. You guys like that? Sorry. 435 feet the other way from one lefty to another. Mackenzie Gore had 5 strikeouts, just 2 base hits. This was not off of Mackenzie Gore, by the way. Jonah Bride, who is this guy? 7 home runs and a near 830 OPS since the end of July. By the way, he's a catcher, so those are insane offensive numbers. James Wood, I mean, we talked about this in the intro. He makes it look easy. How do you do that? I mean, when you're 6'7", I guess it's a little bit easier, but he's got 7 home runs and 12 stolen bases with a near 130 OPS plus already. He really has to focus on the defense, though. Anyway, I'm not hating. I'm not throwing shade. He does have to work on the defense, but the Marlins, they do score a 3rd run, but it doesn't really mean much because the Nationals had 4. Did they do it? Did the White Sox finally break their streak? They have not won a series since June. Sean Berkey's out here throwing frisbees. He's making his first career MLB start. He was a reliever, and he started us off with an immaculate inning. 2 strikeouts on 6 pitches. He's about to make it. Okay, he did not get the immaculate inning. It would have been really cool. Again, he's making his first ever start. He was the former reliever. No damage in the first, unlike JP Sears. Andrew Vaughn, what a scorching base hit this was. Luis Robert Jr., he scores easy, and then Gavin Sheets, he belted a 2-run tater. By the way, all of this was with 2 outs. Sean Berkey had 2 outs in the 5th. He then walked Butler, and you can't do that because Brent Rooker made him pay for it. 37 home runs, 107 RBIs while batting .301. Thank goodness for Brian Ramos. A clutch home run because without this solo home run, Shea Bangaliers, he would have tied it on this 114-mile-per-hour missile for his, 26th, 27th home run. Frazier Ellard, I think that's how you say it. He took a deep breath. He clutched up for his first save. That is the White Sox first series win since June. The last time the White Sox won a series was against the Rockies back in June. And would you look at that? The Rockies are up next. Michael Busch used the Rockies as his personal batting practice thrower. It's 1-0 Cubs when Tovar decided to make a crazy throw across his body. Instead, it nearly ended up in the stands. Ian, is this a grand slam? It's back. Brenton Doyle's tracking it. Not the hardest robbery I've ever seen Brenton Doyle had, but hey, that's still a nice play regardless. And Jacob Stallings, the Rockies are now on the board. That was all that Kyle Hendricks allowed, though, and I'm going to need you guys to find a tape measure real quick because Michael Busch hit some moonshots. His first home run went 438 feet, so that's pretty cool. The second one, 468 feet, his 20th home run. He also has 3 outs above average and 8 DRS, so he's been a stud defensively. He's been a rock star for the Cubs. Pete Crow Armstrong, he stunted on this. I didn't think that this ball was going to go, but he somehow knew it. This kid is playing on rookie mode the last 2 months. He literally is playing like the left-handed Bobby Witt Jr. I guess Porter Hodge has been used a little bit too often, so he's not out there. Tyson Miller, he does close it out. He has a 2.1 ERA with the Cubs. The Cubs, they fixed Tyson Miller. They fixed Nate Pearson. They fixed Jorge Lopez. Good for them. They've really turned around their bullpen with a few trades. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I hope that you guys enjoyed. This has been such a fun season. We have a few more weeks left, so make sure you guys stick around, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and enjoy the web gems.
That one hit softly to third, charging Paredes, bare hand. Hard hit to the right side. India slides, pops in, throws him out. This play.
And he caught that ball.
Towards the hole. Sliding stop made by Brooks Lee. Long throw. Santana with a...
Great play out at second by Jimenez.
It's his third walk of the inning. Right center field. Isbell on the run. Diving and making the play.
Bregman the day off. And Jose Altuve on the right side will backhand. He'll go to Pena without using